Good day, this is Teacher Rowan. I'll be your guide in exploring Google Apps for education, for teaching and learning. In Google for Education, teachers can connect and collaborate easily while staying on task. It gives teachers the freedom to spend more time personalizing the learning experience and less time managing it. Students can learn essential skills such as 21st century problem solving, which they can use it in their future careers. As such, the accessibility features will also help and assist every learner to do their best work. Google offers different useful applications that we can use to connect education to technology. This will help our teachers as a 21st century educators to innovate and find ways on how to make teaching and learning more exciting, engaging, effective, and flexible to the demands of the society. Let's re-explore the education experience by discovering new angles to create, collaborate, and communicate as one. Para sa bata, para sa bayan, at para sa guro. Ang pagkatuto, huwag gawing komplikado. Sulong edukalidad.
Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETULay, a free online tutorial, an initiative of the Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit, ICTS EdTech. This program is aimed at helping and assisting learners from kindergarten, senior high school, ALS, Alive and SPED learners. Aside from answering the modules, the ETULay is offering programs which you will surely look forward to. Together with our parents and teachers, the ETULay will bridge the gaps where difficulty and ease meet in learning new knowledge and skills. So, let us prepare our modules, pen and paper. Ready your mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn, together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na!
Happy ETULay Monday afternoon, senior high school students who are taking up General Chemistry 1. I am again Tutor Ann from SDO Las Piñas.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. I am Tutor Abe at your service for learning the lessons for General Chemistry 1. Kindly share the link with the hashtag ETULay Level Up, hashtag ETULay ang bayanihan para mas madami pang students ang ma-reach ng free ETULay tutorial para sa subject na ito. Again, you may revisit the Facebook page ng DepEd EdTech Unit, DepEd Tayo, at sa YouTube channel ng DepEd Philippines, DepEd EdTech Unit, and DepEd TV.
Okay, like what we always do, Tutor Abe, so importante in this time of pandemic na nagkakamustahan ng mga students natin at saka mga teachers. So dito, let us use this platform to also ask them, how do you keep your sanity? So let's do it regularly sa ating online tutorial na ito and remind our students paano nga ba natin kinikip yung mga sarili natin na maayos ang ating pag-iisip. So I would like to share about this, what I heard from a pastor. Sabi niya, he always start his day with not not facing the Facebook but face the book. So yung mga students natin ngayon, marami silang mga books na binubuksan ngayon para sa kanilang mga aralin. But let us not forget that it is also, and it is very important to open the manual of life, and that is the Bible. Kahit one verse lang a day, I'm sure it will help you with your your daily task. So face the book, not just the book sa ating mga sa school, but definitely, yun nga, the Bible, one verse a day, that's very important before you proceed with your Facebook. Kasi alam naman natin na yung Facebook hindi naman yan masama, pero minsan na may mga hindi natin makokontrol na mga tao na nagpo-post that will add toxicity in our mental health, 'di ba? So dito, bago tayo mag-open ng social media, mag-open muna tayo ng ating Bible. So that is our sharing for on this part, how do you keep your sanity? And I hope this will help our students with their Monday duties and also the rest of the week. Okay, Tutor Abay?
Yes, Tutor Ann, nakaka-inspire yung sinabi mo. So sana yung mga students, ma-absorb nila yan para ready sila sa ating tutorial for today. So let's start with the most essential learning competencies. So we have 3. So the first thing that we have to learn is we have to recognize the common isotopes and their uses. The second is represent compounds using chemical formulas, structural formulas, and models. And then the third one is we have to name compounds given their formula and we have to write the formula given the name of the compound. So medyo ang dami, siksik talaga yung competencies natin as
week,
of
yes.
today. Oo. Kaya kailangan hatawin natin to.
Bilisan natin, Tutor Abby, para marami silang makuha sa atin.
Okay, so umpisahan na natin, Tutor Ann. So let's start learning first. What is exactly the meaning of isotopes? So according to this one, when we say isotopes, these are atoms with the same number of protons but have different number of neutrons in the nuclei. They have different relative atomic mass but not in chemical properties. Pero you will be asking, paano nga ba nabubuo yung isotope? So meron tayong dalawang proseso. It can be formed naturally or artificially. So let us try to discuss now some common isotopes and their uses. Actually, ang dami-daming isotopes meron tayo. Pero pinili lang natin. Oo, kasi sobrang dami, hindi natin kakayanin discuss lahat. So let's start with carbon-14. Originally, ang identified natin na carbon ay carbon-12. So, sabi rito, carbon-12 is used in archaeology, biological research, and pollution control. So, when we talk about carbon-14, probably you will be asking yourself, di ba carbon-12? So, tulad nga ng sinabi natin, ang carbon-14 ay isa lamang sa mga isotope ni carbon-12. So, ibig sabihin, nagkaroon kasi ng changes or nagkaroon ng difference sa number of neutrons. Yes. Kaya naman, nagbago yung mass number. So, sabi dito si carbon-14 is also known as carbon or also used for carbon dating. Para saan ba yung carbon dating? It is used to determine the age of organic matter or material.
Okay, next.
Okay, next is americium-241. So, used in many smoke detectors for homes and businesses to measure levels of toxic in dried paint sample. So, it is also a radiation source in medical diagnostic devices. The third one is cesium-137. It is used to treat cancerous tumors to measure correct patient dosages or radioactive pharmaceuticals. So it is ginagamit din siya sa mga therapy devices for treating cancer. Next,
I'm sure marami pang mga isotopes sila sa kanilang module, pero ito pang i-offer natin for this week. Yeah, Tutor Abay.
So, ang dami. Tapos, ang maganda dito is lahat parang ginagamit sa health natin, no? How to revive our system. Cobalt-60 destroys many disease-causing bacteria in food as well as those that cause food to spoil. Ginagamit din siya for radiation therapy as in plants. We also have here the iodine-123, widely used to diagnose thyroid disorders and other metabolic disorders. So ito, ginagamit din siya para sa isang device to evaluate para makita natin kung nag-function ba ng maayos yung thyroid natin.
Yes.
Oo. And then, meron din tayong tinatawag na iodine-131. It is used to treat thyroid disorders or ginagamit din ito to diagnose and treat cancers na rin para sa ating mga thyroid gland. So sabi ko nga, Tutor Ann, sobrang dami. Pwede pa silang mag-research. Marami pa sa mga modules nila na i-introduce yung mga teachers nila. So pinakita lang natin to para magka-idea naman sila what actually the meaning of isotopes, no? So,
okay,
let's proceed.
Tutor Abay, mamaya yung mga students natin, we will be asking you to type in your school na mga nagpa-participate ngayon para ma-identify namin yung mga schools na nagpa-participate. Pero mamaya na natin gawin yon pag nakapag-pa-answer na tayo. So medyo proceed muna tayo sa discussion kasi we want you to receive all this, itong mails ma-achieve natin. Tutor Abay?
Oo, sa sobrang dami parang hindi na ako nakakatingin sa comments. So,
Oo. Mamaya visit tayo sa comment. I'm sure ready na ulit sila. Coach Abe.
okay. So now let me introduce to you the concepts of compound, chemical formula, structural formula, and model. So iisa-isahin natin. Actually, papahapyawan ko lang kasi gagamitin natin to sa susunod na topic to be discussed by Tutor Ann naman. So at least ready na tayo. So in the first column, you will be seeing here the example of compounds. Compound is any substance composed of identical molecules consisting of atoms of two or more chemical elements. So we have here the examples of salt, water, methane, and ammonia. On the other hand, the next column naman, meron tayong tinatawag na chemical formula. It actually identifies each constituent element by its chemical symbol and it indicates the proportionate number of atoms of each element. So dito naman makikita natin yung ratio ng bawat element para ma-form natin yung isang compound. Then, so we have here the NaCl for salt, H2O for water, CH4 for methane, and NH3 for ammonia. So let us try to apply how to draw the structural formula using the Lewis electron dot structure or LEDS. When we talk about structural formula, it is actually a formula which shows the arrangement of atoms in the molecule of a compound. So siguro si Tutor Ant matutulungan tayo how to draw the structural formula of the following compounds here.
Okay, so sa structural formula, kailangan alam natin yung kanilang valence electron. So yung mga students natin, alam nila kung paano mag-identify, 'di ba, Tutor Abe, ng valence electron. Tutor Abe, what's the valence electron ng sodium?
Okay. Actually, yung sodium kasi belongs to group 1, kaya meron siyang 1 electron. While chlorine belongs to group 7, kaya meron siyang 7 electrons.
Okay, so si sodium, isang electron, idodonate niya yung isang electron niya kay chlorine to satisfy the octet rule kasi sa chemistry may tinatawag tayong octet rule for the atom for that atom to become stable, it must have 8 electrons. So dito si chlorine ang capable of having 8, si sodium impossible naman siya na magkaroon ng 8. So ang gagawin na lang niya, idodonate na lang niya yung isa niya, siya na nga lang may isang electron, siya pa magbibigay. So, and that is to meet the octet rule. Pero meron namang bonding na between them. So, na-meet na ni chlorine, pero si sodium nag-donate, kaya may bonding na within. Magiging stable na rin naman si sodium kasi mape-pair up na siya with chlorine. So, next is kay water. So, si water is water belongs to group 1. So, alam naman natin na may valence electron niya na isa. So, sabi dito sa proportion niya sa chemical formula, may dalawang hydrogen daw. So, kung may dalawang hydrogen atoms, so dalawa yung kanyang representation, ang ating central atom ay si oxygen. Si oxygen belongs to group 6. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Magkakaroon ng bond between them. So, dito, di ba, Tutor Abe, ito yung lesson mo mamaya sa molecular compounds. So, i-discuss ni Tutor Abe ano ba yung sa molecular compounds and I'll be discussing about the ionic compounds. Si CH4, bibilis ako lang yung pag-drawing din kay CH4. So, ayan, si central atom niya ay si carbon, sa si hydrogen. Yan, ganyan ang kanyang structural formula. Ganon din naman kay NH3. Si NH3 group 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then naka-attach siya sa tatlong hydrogen. Okay? So may bond between them. Okay, Tutor Abe, what about the model?
When we talk about a model, it is actually a scale model showing the arrangement of atoms in a molecule. So dito makikita natin kung nagre-repel ba, tama ba, Tutor Ann? Yung, kasi kapag nag-repel, magkakaroon ng distance or yung arrangement ng atoms para ma-form natin yung model natin.
Sa pagkakalam ko, that is what we call the VSEPR theory, the valence shell electron pair repulsion. But that is our topic sa General Chemistry 2 na pwede nyo madidiscuss yan sa General Chemistry 2 nyo. So I guess kasama yan sa ating online tutorial sa GenChem 2 offer natin. Pwede nyo yun ma-revisit. But again, this will be discussed sa GenChem 2 nyo. Okay? Tutor Abe, let us present lang yung konting molecules like yung water. Si water ay in V-shape. So kung itong structure ni water Ito naman ang kanyang model. Hindi siya naka-straight line. So, andito si oxygen. Naka-V-shape siya. Bakit? Kasi nandito yung dalawang lone pairs
Lone
niya. So
pairs.
dahil may dalawang lone pairs dyan, mag-V-shape siya ng kaunti. This is a three-dimensional structure. So this is what you call molecular geometry. Sa CH4 naman, ang itsura niya is like this. So nasa likod yung isa, medyo nasa harap yung isa, and then nasa side yung isa. So this is CH4, ganyan yung itsura niya. While si ammonia, this is tetrahedral. While si ammonia naman is trigonal
Diagonal.
pyramidal. Ang lone pair niya ay nandito sa taas. Marami pa tayong may encounter na ganito sa ating chemist as we go on. But this is just an overview of our lesson. Okay, Tutor Abe? I guess
Yes,
that gives me the hint na mag-start na ako sa ionic compounds, but si Tutor Abe ang magdi-discuss sa atin ng molecular compounds. Medyo bibilisan ko lang sa ionic compounds. Actually, hindi mabilis to, pero marami. Pero, ayan. Bear with us at i-take down nyo yung mga sasabihin namin para makatulong din sa inyo sa pag-name ng compounds. Ionic compounds consist of cations and anions held together by electrostatic attraction. Ang palatandaan ko rito, Tutor Abe, cations may letter T, so it looks like positive. Yun yung mga positive ions. Ito yung negative ions, that is the anion, para hindi tayo malito. Cations, that's the positive ion. Okay, next is usually it is composed of metal and non-metal elements. So yung mga metal doon, those are the cations. Yung mga non-metals, yun yung mga anions. It is made of monoatomic ions, polyatomic ions, and or both. Pwede silang magkasama. Monoatomic ions, from its prefix mono, it consists of a single atom. Polyatomic ions consist of more than one atom. So this is about the ionic compound. Again, composed of metal and non-metal. Okay, may mga charges to, may mga multiple oxidation numbers. And Tutor Abe will give us a hint. Ano ba itong molecular compound?
Okay. So when we talk about molecular compounds, it's actually consists of non-metal atoms held together by covalent bonds. So ibig sabihin, dito pa lang kita na natin na it's actually a combination of two or more nonmetals. Covalent or molecular compounds contains atoms held together by covalent bonds. These bonds form when the atoms share electrons because they have similar electronegativity values. Kung kay Tutor Ann, it's all about transferring of electrons. So sa molecular compounds naman, it's sharing of electrons.
Yes, so sharing yung molecular compounds, ang sa ionic ay transfer of electrons. So let us start naming monoatomic cation. Okay, group 1A, 2A elements, yung mga 1A, 2A elements, kasama yung nasa 3A na si aluminum, and then si silver, specifically si zinc at si cadmium, they only form one type of ion. Kaya isa lang ang charge nila. So, yung mga elements na nasa 1A, sila lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, ang charge nila ay positive 1. As we go on, na-memorize natin ang mga charges nila. Group 2A, positive 2, so si beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, sila ay mga positive 2. So, ganun din si aluminum, si silver, at si zinc. Andyan yung mga charges nila, and si cadmium. Paano sila pinapangalanan? Okay, I provided here a space. So, para magamit natin tong pattern na to, okay, sumobra, elements name. So, ang papangalanan ko, Al positive 3. Ano itatawag ko dyan? So, let us use this pattern. Element name, so the name of this element is aluminum. And then just add the word ion. So then, how are you going to call that? Aluminum ion. Okay? And then pag naman yung magnesium ay Mg positive 2. I don't need to indicate the positive 2 in the name of this ion. So I will just write magnesium and then just add the word ion. I don't need to indicate, I do not need to indicate the charge. Mamaya po yon sa transition metal. Okay, so ito, group 1A, 2A, aluminum, silver, zinc, cadmium, they only have one type of ion, so you don't need to specify the charge. Okay, yung susunod natin, that is the transition metals. ginagamitan siya or kailangan natin i-indicate yung kanilang charge. So we use the stock system to name the transition metals. So ang pattern ay elements name, charge and Roman numeral plus ion. So ito yung sa tao, Tutor Abay, di ba? Parang ito yung may kakambal. So si ion,
Kambal.
hindi lang siya isa lang ang charge niya, dalawang charge niya. So dahil dalawang charge niya, kailangan specify natin, iron 2 ba or iron 3. So pag pinangalanan natin yan, let's follow this pattern. So element's name, so the name of this element is iron. Charge in Roman numeral, the charge should be expressed in Roman numeral with parentheses, then the word ion. Ganon din dito, iron, then you indicate the charge in Roman numeral, then add the word ion. Okay? Ganon din naman si copper. So si copper, lagyan natin dito copper 1 and the word ion, and then this one, copper 2 ion. Okay? So that is how to name. Medyo, bakit ko binilisan? Dahil dito po ako sa inyo magtatanong kapag nagpangalan na tayo. Pero bago pa nga ako magtanong, kailangan alam natin muna magpangalan ng mga anions and cations. So ito, quick lang. Sa pagpapangalan naman ng anions, we have element stem name plus IDE plus the word ion. You may screenshot this. Okay, balikan nyo naman yung video para ma-review kayo paano ba pinapangalanan yung cation at saka yung anion. So phosphorus, we use the stem name plus IDE. So yung ibang students, ang ginagamit dito, Tutor Abay, phosphor. Pero ang dapat na stem ay phos. Tapos, dadagdagan lang natin ng IDE. So, phosphide ion. Okay? Next is, dito, alam naman siguro ng mga students natin to, try nga natin, Tutor Abby, tingnan natin sa comment section kung ano kaya ang ion kapag O negative 2 ang makikita nila. Kindly indicate also the name of your school for your school to be recognized.
Okay. So, Tutor Ann, habang nag-aantay tayo ng mga sagot nila sa oxygen atom, shout out muna natin yung ating mga cuties from Parañaque. So, we have here si Reza, si Princess, we have Ray. May nabasa ko kanina rito, shout out natin, taga Dasmariñas, Cavite.
Wow, Dasma. Ako nakarating na yung Dasma.
Si Bayani, Siar Jr., hi po, thank you po for watching. Then we have Mark Jorel. So let's see. Si
May
Kian.
nagsagot, Tutor Abay, ni Setas. Ang sagot niya ay oxide. Okay, marami nang sumagot, Tutor Abay, ng oxide. So ilagay
yes, marami, Tutor Ann. Oxide ang sagot nila. Las Piñas National High School from Rai Christopher.
Okay, ayan so sabi nila, oxide ion. Yes, that is oxide ion. So let's proceed to the next one. Sige, bago tayo mag-proceed sa polyatomic, ito naman, nitrogen atom. Ano kaya ang pangalan ng ion nito? And I'm sure alam ito ng mga students natin, encounter na nila ito ng junior high school. So this is just a recall. Sige, Tutor Abay, may babasa naman mga names nila.
Oo, Iverson, hi. Si Ray Montero, PNHS Main, Gabriel, shout out. Christian Hulip. So feeling ko, dalawa lang to, Las Piñas and Parañaque. So what do you think is the answer there for nitrogen atom?
So, may nag-answer na ng para sa nitrogen atom.
Ayan.
Ion.
May sagot na si Jane Antoinette Baguno. Ang sagot niya ay nitride.
Okay.
Micaela, nitride din. Mark
yan ay
Benjo,
kino-confirm
nitride.
natin. Sige, kasi Tutor Abay may naglalagay minsan nitrogenide, di ba?
Oo. Parang may nabasa ko nitroxide. Ayun. So, ayan. Pero parang advance sila, no?
Oo. Ayan. LPNHC, nitride.
Nitride ion. Okay, next.
Let's proceed. Fluorine. Lastly, for fluorine, sige, proceed na rin ako dito. Sulat ko na yung sagot, Tutor Abay.
Oo, sige.
Okay,
parang
so
nagta-typing na rin sila.
Is fluoride ion. I'm sure naman alam niyo ng mga students, but don't worry students, may mga pasasagutan pa kami sa inyo later. And this is just very basic na alam nyo na kaagad yan. Okay, for naming polyatomic ions, we have ions made up of more than one atom. These are called the polyatomic ions. very few lang kasi yung polyatomic cation. So may hydronium ion at saka may ammonium ion tayo. So what we want you to do, cuties, is to match this. Okay, mag-matching type tayo. Match niyo yung ions, polyatomic ions on the left side with its name on the right side. Dahil medyo familiar naman kayo sa polyatomic ions, tsaka sa chemical formula pa lang magkaka-idea na tayo dito. So, Tutor Abay, pasagutan natin yung number 1.
Oo.
OH negative, kindly type in your answer in the comment section. You indicate number 1. And is it letter A, B, C, D, E, or F?
Actually, Tutor Ann, kung meron pa silang natatagong copy ng periodic table nila, no? May copy tayo doon ng polyatomic ion sa baba or at sa likod ng periodic table. You can use that para ma-recall natin kung yung ano bang ibig sabihin ng polyatomic ions. Ito may sagot na sila, Tutor Ann. So,
Yes.
according to them, most of the answers is F.
Okay, the answer
So,
is
from
letter
Julius,
F, correct. The
Okay.
answer is letter F. Thank you sa mga nagsagot. Hindi namin mabasa
sobrang
lahat.
dami,
Madami
Tutor
pa,
Ann.
Tutor Abay. Okay,
Mm-mm.
for SO4 negative 2. Again, kindly indicate the school. May Gabriel na ako nakita. Mac Joven, nag-answer. And Alfredo, Kian, Amy. Okay, so SO4 negative 2. Ano po ang name ng ion na ito?
Okay, pakilagyan siguro ng number, cuties, no, para hindi tayo ma-confuse kung ano ng item yung sinasagutan ninyo. So we have here, according to Micaela, it's A, Micaela Del Monte. So Richie Joy, ang bilis.
So,
We have here,
Dr. Abay, masensya ka na. Hindi kita matulungan sa pagbabasa. Mamaya ako magbabasa pag ikaw na yung may part. Okay.
Alfredo, we have Miguel, so Gabriel,
Mac
the answer
Joven, Iverson,
si Chan
Edward.
Kuyugan.
Okay, so ang answer nila is letter A. So for number 2, you are correct. So the answer is sulfate ion. Next is NO3. Actually, malilito lang naman kayo dito sa kay NO3 tsaka kay NO2.
NO2.
Si NO3, ano kaya ang sagot ni NO3? And definitely yung isa, yung ating for the other one. So NO3 negative. What is the name of this NO3 negative? May nag-answer na po, Tutor Abay.
Okay. Let's try to have number 3 na tayo, no? So pakilagyan. So according to Angelica Gregorio, D is the answer. Right, Christopher? D pa rin.
D.
Mac Joven, D as in dog, Tutor Ann. Then, si Richie Joy, dog din.
Okay,
Nicole
let us
Misa.
check kung ang answer nila ay correct. Sige, pasok lang po yung mga answer nyo. Pasok lang. Okay, for number 3, letter D. So, nitrate ion. So, definitely number 5, alam na natin yan, na nitrite. Letter C yung number 5. Sa number 4, it will give you a hint kasi number 2 ay sulfate. Kaya yung number 4, yung mas mababa ng number ng oxygen, yun yung ITE, sulfite. And then, for number 5 naman, yung kung NO3, yung D, yung number 3D, NO3, nitrate, yung number 5, nitrite. Yung mas mababang number ng oxygen, ITE ang dulo. Yung mas mataas ang number ng oxygen, ATE ang dulo. So, that is hint for us. So, let us proceed with identifying the chemical formula and writing their chemical name. This is part of our second most essential learning competency. Okay? So, tapos na tayo sa first competency. We have the isotopes. Etong second competency natin, preliminaries yung kanila. Kailangan alam nila mag-identify ng anions, cations, para masagutan nila tong second competency na to. Okay, so let me start with this. Dapat alam po natin ang individual ions. So, the individual ions, si sodium, positive 1, si chlorine, negative 1. So, the charge of our cation will be the subscript of our anion, and the charge of our anion will be the subscript of our cation. Okay? So, the chemical formula will be Na Yung ibang students na nila Na1, CL1. But you don't need to indicate anymore kapag 1 lang naman yan, so redundant na kapag may NA na, ibig sabihin may isang NA. So, we can write it NaCl. Okay? So, in naming the chemical formula, dapat alam niyo yung ions na ginamit. So, dito, ang ion na ginamit ay sodium ion. This one, ang ginamit ay chloride ion. Now, in naming the chemical formula, kapag nakita niyo ito, you just remove the word ion. And that will be the name. So, lagay natin dito, the name is sodium chloride. Okay? Next, aluminum. We have here, again, the superscript of our cation will be the subscript of our anion. The superscript of our anion will be the subscript of our cation. So the formula will be Al2S3. Okay? Al2S3. So pag pinangalanan natin yan, I don't need to indicate aluminum 3 kasi nung pinangalanan natin yan kanina, hindi man natin lagay yung 3. Naglalagay lang tayo kapag multiple oxidation number. So dito ang pangalan niya ay aluminum ion. This one is sulfide ion. So, pag pinangalanan natin siya, we just remove the word ion. So, the name will be aluminum sulfide. Sensya na yung medyo magulo yung sulat kasi madulas yung sulatan. Okay, so...
Tutor Ann, nakakatuwa yung mga tuties natin, no? Talagang very responsive sila. Oo, nakita ko yung mga answers nila rito. So, may nakasagot ng aluminum sulfide.
So, tingnan nga natin, yung name na lang, hindi, isusulat ko yung chemical formula. Kindly name the third compound. Sige nga po. I will write here the formula. Okay, this is the answer. Kindly name the chemical, name this chemical formula. FEN.
So, let's see. Parang nandun pa lang sila sa aluminum sulfide.
Okay, sige.
Tutor Ann. So, antayin natin ng konti.
This one, would like to reiterate, kapag itong iron may multiple oxidation number, you should indicate the charge in Roman numeral. Huwag natin kalimutan yun para sa mga nasa elements na nasa transition, mga transition metals. Okay, ano kaya ang name nito? FEN.
So, may nabasa ako dito, Tutor Ann, kay Mark Ian Abejero, iron 3 nitrate. Medyo malapit na, no?
Oh, malapit na. Remember, kapag monoatomic anion, ang dulo niya ay IDE.
IDE.
Okay, pag monoatomic anion, yung pinapalitan lang is stem name plus the suffix IDE. So, what is the name? So, we have, may nagsabi ng iron kanina, no? So, let us write
may nagsabi ng iron 3. Yun nga lang, yung second name ay medyo parang polyatomic ion.
So, the name is iron 3. Anong name nito?
Ayun, may nakakuha na. According to Micaela Del Monte, Las Piñas National High School, iron, nitride.
Okay, iron 3 nitride. Okay, so iron 3 nitride. This one is CAF, pero hindi na ako magtatagal kasi may di-discuss pa tayo. CAF2, ang name nito is calcium fluoride. Okay, calcium fluoride. So, ayan. Lipat natin sa next slide. Pero ito, students, tuties, gusto ko po na i-screenshot nyo po ito para mapag-practicean nyo. We will tell you the name ng mabilisan ngayon, pero practicein nyo yung pagsusulat ng chemical formula. Okay, paki-screenshot po. Paano ba sa online selling?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Tsaka 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pa-screenshot po. At pag-aralan nyo. Tutor, may ikaw nga parang mas ano mo yan? Mas gamay mo yan. Okay, pa-screenshot po. Ang name nito ay ammonium acetate. So, hindi ko po isusulat na para kayo po ang mag-practice niyan mamaya. Next is aluminum carbonate. Okay, yung next compound. Next is potassium chromate. And the last one is magnesium cyanide. Again, sinabi ko na po yung name, but you may practice that. You may practice writing the chemical formula and identify ulit yung name. Tapos i-review na nyo na lang sa mga binanggit ko kanina kung tama yung inyong sagot. All you have to do is to identify ano ba itong mga elements na to. Just remove the word ion. Okay.
Siguro, Tutor
At,
Ann,
yes,
kaya pa
Tutor.
naman siguro ng time natin, kahit yung isa lang na yung chemical
Sige po.
formula para ma-explain natin yung may parenthesis.
Okay, sige po. So, dahil nga kung may extra time pa pala, so nag-worry ako sa time natin kung hindi na kaya. So, dito sige, bigyan natin ng sample. So, sa chemical formula, NH4, so, ilalagay natin yung chemical formula niya, NH positive 4, sorry, NH positive 4, and then C2H3O2 negative. So dito, si positive 4 will be the subscript of our polyatomic na acetate, and this negative 1 will be the subscript of our ammonium. Okay? So dito, ang pagsulat niya is NH. Dahil 1 naman yung kay acetate, wala na tayong isusulat dito. Okay? Wait lang.
NH.
Paki-check nga, Tutor Abe, parang may mali dito sa given.
Oo. Parang it's NH4, positive 1.
Okay.
For
parang
ammonium.
Kaya nakita nyo, natulala ako. Parang may something na mali dito sa presentation. So, NH4 positive. Tama ba, Tutor Abe?
Yes, Tutor Ann.
And then, the acetate is C2H3O2 negative. So, dito, dahil yan ay positive 1 at negative 1, pwede na nating hindi isulat. Okay? So, NH. So, ang final formula niya, dito ko lalagay NH4, C2H3O2. Ayan, yan na yung kanyang formula. Pero, mag-insert na lang din ako ng sample. Ang name nito is ammonium acetate. Okay, sulat ko rito. Ammonium acetate. Nakita mo kanina, di ba, natulala ako? Kasi sa pagkakatanda ko, hindi to NH lang. Okay. So, dito, paano naman kung si ammonium ay mako-combine or yung polyatomic ion ay na-combine na may, let's answer this, aluminum. Si Al, positive 3, tapos ito, polyatomic anion, CO3. Uy, lumipat. CO3 negative 2. Again, maglilipat yan ng subscript. So, it will become Al2 CO3, kailangan nating lagyan ng parenthesis. Okay, bakit natin lalagyan ng parenthesis? Kasi pag hindi natin nilagyan ng parenthesis, magmumukha siyang CO33. So, kailangan i-identify natin na Al2, dalawang atom ng Al, tapos tatlong CO3. So, ano ang pangalan nito? This will be named aluminum carbonate. Okay? Tutor May, kaya pa ba sa isa pang example? Kaya pa sa oras?
Feeling ko, Tutor Ann, i-push na natin yung last topic natin. Tapos pag may extra time, pwede nating balikan siguro,
okay,
no?
sige.
Para
so for
sure tayo na natapos
remaining
natin.
time, so sa natitirang activity, again, pwede nyo po itong pag-practicean, itong dalawang natitirang sample. And then, Tutor Abe will discuss the molecular compounds. Paano mag-name naman ng molecular compounds?
Okay. So actually, ito para sa akin, Tutor Ann, mas madali how to name molecular compounds compared dun sa, ang dami kasing rules na dapat i-consider dun sa previous
ionic,
topic natin. So, sa ionic. This time, cuties, ang kailangan nyo lang tandaan is you have to be aware kung ilang number of atoms meron doon sa isang compound. Kasi, kukuhanin lang natin yung corresponding prefix niya responsible sa bawat number ng atom. So let's say for example dito, if the number of atom is 1, so we will be using the prefix mono, 2 di, 3 tri, 4 tetra, 5 penta, 6 for hexa, 7 for hepta, 8 for octa, 9 nona, 10 deca. So madali siyang tandaan kasi nagamit yun na siya before during your elementary in determining number of sides, di ba? So dito, very simple lang yung rule natin. So Tutor Ann, ano ba yung dapat nating i-consider dyan? So sabi, for the first element, you have to use the prefix plus the element name. So mamaya explain natin maigi kailan ba ginagamit yung mono? Lagi bang ginagamit yung mono? For the second element, the Greek prefix plus the element name stem plus IDE. Kanina, sanay na kayo how to use the IDE. So idudugtong lang natin, i-connect lang natin siya. Try natin yung example para mas maintindihan ninyo. Tignan natin ito. Okay. Dito, we have here the covalent compounds. So, tulad ng sinabi na kanina na definition ng covalent compounds, it's now a combination of two or more non-metallic elements. So, if we will be having here PCl5, notice that P has one atom. Diba? So this time cuties, kapag ang element natin, ang unang element natin ay isa lang, we will not be using anymore the prefix mono. Diretso na tayo sa pagpapangalan sa kanya kung anong pangalan ng element na yan. Name it. Oo, the element's name, then name it. Then followed by the second element, yun nga lang, followed natin yung IDE, yung suffix, magiging IDE. Then, you have to count kung ilan yung chlorine sa example natin. So sabi sa PCl5, we have 5. So, the prefix that we will be using there is penta. Okay, so the name of our compound will be phosphorus. Then, the prefix penta to represent 5 atoms of chlorine, idudugtong lang natin. Then it's going to be phosphorus pentachloride. Yun. So sana naintindihan nila. Mabilis ba ako, Tutor Ann?
Hindi, okay lang, Tutor Abe. Pwede nating patry kung nag-gets nila yung pagpapangalan. Sige, I will help you naman sa pagbabasa sa comment section.
Okay.
Sa second item, kindly name the XEF6. Ano kaya ang pangalan nito, XEF6? I will help you sa pagbabasa, Tutor Abe.
Okay. So, siguro dapat yung cuties, dapat nire-recall nyo na yung mga elements, no? Dapat sanay na kayo magpangalan ulit ng mga elements na yan para it's going to be easy for you to name completely the compound. So, what is XEF6 now?
Okay. XE kasi medyo hindi masyadong gamit yung element. So, that's xenon.
Xenon.
Okay.
So, dugtungan nyo na lang.
Ayan. Sabi ni Rai Christopher, xenon hexafluoride. Sabi din ni Irish, xenon hexafluoride. Micaela from LPNHS, Alfredo, Mark Gian Abejero, Micaela, Mark, Irish, Miguel, Rai. Ang sagot nila ay, ganun si Mark, si Aliana, si Julius, si Kian, si Angelica, si Iverson, si Barbie, si Ken, si Jane, Alfredo, Micaela. So, ang sagot nila ay xenon hexafluoride. Let us see, Tutor Abe.
Yes, Tutor Ann. Nakaka-inspire tong mga batang to, no? Talagang ang hyper nila this time. After ng klase nila, may power pa sila, may energy pa sila to learn. Let's try to have number 3, N2O4. Okay. This time, the first element is not anymore one atom. How are you gonna represent that?
Okay,
kanina in-emphasize namin.
May humabol pa. Richie Joy Reyes from PNHS Main, ni Paul, si Mac Joven, Irene, Earl. Basahin natin kasi nag-effort sila mag-answer. Nico, Noeli, Mark, Alex, Richmond. Okay.
Ayan.
Okay, Tutor Abe. Yes, may nag-answer na.
Ayan, Tutor Ann. Oo, ato na sila Rai Christopher, si Jane Antoinette, Alfredo, si Paul. Okay, si Paul medyo nandun pa siya sa second item natin. The correct answer is dinitrogen tetraoxide to be exact. Pero inaalis natin yung vowel na A kapag magkatabi si A and O. So pwede na siyang tetroxide na lang instead na tetraoxide. Yes, Tutor Ann. So para shortcut na rin, no? Para pag binasa natin, hindi siya
tetraoxide. Medyo
parang antigas ng ano natin. Dinitrogen tetroxide. Okay, meron pa?
Okay,
pwede pa? What about for Cl2O7?
Okay, wait natin ang sagot nila. Cl2O7.
So let's see, Cl2O7 still consider count the number of atoms, then look for the proper prefix.
May may nagsasagot pa yung kanina. Siguro ngayon na pumapasok yung mga answers nila yung kanina. Sina Hana, Mark, Chan, Barbie, Fritz, and Aaron. So, and also Alfredo. Ayan si Alfredo, nag-answer na.
Okay, very good, Alfredo Aguirre. Dichlorine heptoxide. So at least na-remove na yung A, no? Heptoxide, dichlorine heptoxide. Thank you so much for answering. Last, P4010.
Okay, teka lang,
Recall the
Tutor
prefix
Abe. Si
ulit.
Barbie, si Alex, si Miguel, si Mark, si Chan, si Julius, si Richmond, si Cassandra, Earl,
Sandra,
Japheth, okay, Iverson, Aliana, they answered dichlorine heptoxide. And for the last number, okay, P4010. Okay, tingnan natin yung mga answer ng students natin.
habang nag-aantay. Hi, Irene.
Tutor Abe,
Si
kapag may
Rose,
na-umattend
nandiyan
dito
din.
na from province, tatawagan na talaga natin kagad yung teacher. No? Kahit
Oo
isa
nga
lang siya.
eh.
Kasi para makarating din sa lugar nila na may ganitong free online tutorial. Si
Oo,
Mark,
kaya
Jorel, Julius, Kyla, mga students
according to
natin.
Julius Latican, the answer is tetraphosphorus decaoxide. So,
Yes.
tama ba, Tutor Ann?
Yes. Wait.
Oo. Pwede na siyang
Tetraphosphorus decoxide.
decoxide.
Okay?
Okay.
Shout
Tinanggal na rin
out
natin
din
yung
sa
A.
estudyante ko. Previous student ko to, si Jasmine Tayo Apostol. Hello Jasmine, thank you for watching. Wow, may pa shout out ulit.
Oo.
Okay, so
Cuties, pakishare yung mga ano natin, no, live para maabot Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao kasi nakaka-inspired pag nare-reach natin sila. So, Tutor Ann,
okay,
I
so
think
this is that concludes our lesson for week 2 and we should be ready. Yes, Tutor Abe, for week 3.
for week 3, we will be discussing the empirical and molecular formula. Ito, ano na to, calculations of numbers na to, calculating of numbers. So, assignment ninyo na dapat meron kayong calculator with you para mabilis yung proseso ng pag-solve natin ng problems. So,
We have this, we also would like to promote the programs offered ng senior high school hashtag Team Mahusay. We offer the following program. So under ng ETULay online tutorial to ng DepEd Tech Unit, we have All is Wellness, Coding and Robotics, Safety and First Aid, Earth and Life Science, General Chemistry 1, General Biology 1, and Mommy Tech Talks Level Up. So, ito yung, pwede nyo po itong screenshot para mabantayan nyo yung mga schedule ng ating mga programs. And,
Tutor Ann,
yes,
wait lang.
yes.
Shout out from PDPMMHS.
Ano yun?
From Chan Kuyugan. Ano po kayang
hindi
school?
alam yung school. Ano baka
Oo.
mamaya province na yan? Kontakin na
Oo
natin
nga.
yan.
Chan Kuyugan, pwede mong i-expound pa yung acronym ng iyong school para
Oo,
ma-mention
pa-comment.
naman namin.
Hihintayin namin ang comment. So after ng session na to, kahit matapos ng session na to, pakilagay ang comment ng buong school mo. Okay, tapos babalikan namin ikaw para ma-contact namin yung teacher mo at ma-try natin na ma-present ito
Collab,
sa students.
diba?
Yes, collab, yes. Okay, Tutor Abe, for the feedback form, pwede po kayong gamitin itong URL na to para magbigay ng feedback para sa ating naganap na online tutorial ngayon. You may screenshot this or also you may get this link para makapagbigay kayo ng feedback. Positive, negative. So, syempre, doon tayo sa maayos na comment din sa amin. Okay.
Eto na, Tutor Ann, sumagot na si Chan Kuyugan, President Diosdado, P. Macapagal Memorial High School. Saan po kayang division yan?
Parang may kakalala kong teacher dyan. Tingnan natin.
Okay.
Kontakin natin yung school. Okay, so hintayin natin yung comment mamaya. Okay, balikan natin. But again, dahil medyo time na tayo, Tutor Abe,
nakakatuwa na talagang naitulay natin, no? Yung sobrang daming topics.
Yes.
Kasi matatalino yung ano natin, no? Yung
Nagsasagot na
audience
sila, wala pa tayong tanong.
Anggat Bulacan po.
Anggat
si Chan Kuyugan. Ayan. Pwede mong i-share. Tapos, pwede ka mong i-promote yung, yung live sa mga classmates mo and even sa mga schoolmates mo para makasali kayo sa susunod. Tama ba, Tutor Ann?
Yes, yes. We'll try to contact your teacher. Kung gusto ni teacher makapag-collab next week, go. Okay po. So, para yan, ma-reach natin yung iba pang schools. So, ginagawa natin to kung nag-effort na rin lang tayo ng dito, i-effort na natin, ma-reach pa yung iba pa. So, para maraming ma-bless. Okay, Tutor Abay?
Thank you, no, Tutor Ann. Thank you sa mga students sa mga tutis natin na walang sawang sumusuporta sa atin every Monday. So, it's for your own good. So, please do watch yung mga segment ng ETULay kasi para sa inyo to.
Yes. Tutor Abay, so sama-sama nating itulay ang pagkatuto, sama-sama nating itulay ang bayanihan para sa mga batang Pilipino. See you again next week.
Okay, once again, I am Tutor Abay.
And I am Tutor Ann from SDO Las Piñas, Tutor Abay from SDO Parañaque. See us again next week. Bye!
Wala na ba?
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETULay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag ETULay Level Up. Huwag aalis ha dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETULay!